At 2:13 a.m., your backyard is not empty. Something is moving through the grass, slowly, deliberately, pausing at every object you rearranged during the day. The planter you shifted, the chair you moved to a different corner. It stops, it registers the change, and then it keeps moving. You're asleep. You have no idea any of this is happening. And the strange part is, I used to be you. I used to be the person inside the house, hearing that sound outside and telling myself it was probably just the wind. But 1 month ago, something changed. Now I'm on the other side of the glass. I came back as a raccoon. Stay with me, because what I've experienced from inside this body has changed how I understand every sound I used to hear at night and ignore. The rustling you chalk up to wind, the soft thud near the fence line, the blur caught on your security camera at 3 a.m. None of it is random. It is memory. It is surveillance. It is survival. And once you see it clearly, you won't be able to unhear it. Welcome to my kaijing si bidikindolitre, my backyard neighbors. If you're new here, hit subscribe now, because after this video, you will never hear a noise outside the same way again. Back when I was human, I used to watch nature documentaries and think raccoons were just wandering around aimlessly, looking for scraps. That was so wrong. The moment I dropped into this body, I realized that when you are a small animal living in human territory, completely understanding your survival space is the only thing keeping you alive. We carry a constantly updated 3D map of your yard inside our heads. Every fence gap, every hiding spot, every escape route. Why? Because we need to know exactly where to vanish if a predator or your dog suddenly appears. You moved that planter 2 feet to the left yesterday. To you, it's gardening. To me, it's a potential collision hazard during a high-speed escape. If I have to bolt in pitch darkness, I need to know that path is clear. Dr. Suzanne MacDonald at York University found that city raccoons have developed exceptional spatial memory compared to rural ones. We have to navigate yards, fences, roads, and garages. We aren't exploring your yard for fun. We are mapping out every potential hiding spot and escape hatch. In our world, knowing the layout of the land isn't just convenient. It's the difference between escaping into the shadows or getting cornered. But the map is only the beginning, because once I found your water, I realized this body could see things my human eyes never could. At first, going from walking on 2 legs to crawling on 4 felt like a massive downgrade. But then I touched water, and with my human mind still intact, I realized I had just unlocked a biological cheat code. Raccoons walk on all 4s, using their paws to navigate dirty ground. But the moment those front paws touch water, everything changes. ASMR moment, the sound of running water, soft splashing, gentle rubbing. When I put something into water and work it between my paws, it's like switching from blurry vision to HD. The science backs this up. Raccoon front paws contain an incredibly dense concentration of nerve endings. When the skin gets wet, the tactile receptors, called Meissner's corpuscles, become significantly more sensitive than human fingertips. Combining my human intellect with this insane tactile sensitivity is a total exploit. In complete darkness, I don't even need to see. The water transmits every texture, ridge, and detail directly into my brain. So when you find your bird bath is murky in the morning, that's not vandalism. That's me using a biological cheat code to run a high-definition sensory analysis of your yard. And once I understood your yard, the next thing I had to understand was much more dangerous. You.
When you share a territory with a species 10 times your size, survival rule number 1 is you must figure out if the giant creatures living there are dangerous. So, on those quiet nights when you're sitting on your couch looking at your phone, you're not as alone as you think. Right now, there may be a raccoon pressed flat against your window, watching. Still, eyes locked on you. This isn't out of cute curiosity, it's a threat assessment. We are studying you to survive. We're tracking your patterns to see if you pose a threat. What time do your lights go off? Which door do you come out of? Is that dog on the couch actually a danger, or does it just bark and then give up? Before we can comfortably forage in your yard, we have to log your behavior and map out your threat level. To you, I am wildlife. To me, you are weather. Huge, powerful, unpredictable, and something I have to study before I move. But watching you is only half the strategy. The real skill is making sure that when you finally look outside, I am already gone. Coexisting with a completely different dominant species in the same area requires elite-level detection and evasion. Humans have security cameras, motion lights, and locks. To survive here, we had to develop a stealth system that borders on military grade. You hear a noise outside. You flip on the porch light, open the door, and there's nothing there. You think you scared us off. In reality, we detected you long before you even reached the door. Professor Stan Geert at Ohio State University has studied how urban raccoons master nocturnal avoidance. We don't just run away blindly. We have perfected the art of detecting and evading specific humans. We know your scent. We feel the vibration of your footsteps inside the house. The moment the air shifts and your body warmth touches the metal door handle, our sensors scream, danger. There's no freeze, no hesitation. By the time you step outside and look around, I've already slipped into the blind spot of your fence, watching you squint into the dark. In a world ruled by a different species, if you don't have powerful detection and evasion skills, you don't last a week. And the most unsettling part is this. I am not the only one learning your house. Someone taught me. And now someone younger is watching me do it. Most intelligent animals teach their young how to survive. But for urban raccoons, this education isn't about hunting in the forest. It's about surviving the human maze. That trash can with the locking lid you bought? To us, that's a classroom. Over a century ago, animal psychologist H.B. Davis showed that raccoons could learn to open complex lock mechanisms and remember how to do it a year later. But they don't just learn this by accident. They are taught. Last night, I watched a mother raccoon with her young pups by your trash can. She didn't just open it for them. She demonstrated it, and then she watched as the smallest one tried, failed, and tried again until those tiny paws figured out the latch. This is what biologists call vertical cultural transmission. Mothers teach their young the safe routes, the evasion techniques, the timing, and how to bypass human obstacles. You aren't just seeing random raccoons in your yard year after year. You are watching a lineage, a grandmother, a mother, and now her young, passing down the curriculum of how to survive in a world built by humans. The gap under your fence, the timing of your trash day, the door your dog comes out of, the dark corner your camera doesn't reach. To you, these are small details of your house. To them, it is inherited knowledge. People like to think a fenced yard is theirs, completely, unconditionally theirs, and in the daytime, sure, it is. But when night falls, something shifts. The territory quietly changes hands. You go inside. You sleep. And out there, in the spaces you can't see, a whole other layer of life activates. We've always been out there, living parallel to you, on the other side of your window glass, sharing the same square footage of planet. Okay, sun's almost up. I need to get back to the tree. Before you sleep tonight, just take 1 second. Be a little curious about the dark outside your window. And tomorrow morning, check the corner of your sliding glass door. See if there's a small muddy handprint that wasn't there yesterday. If you've ever caught anything strange on a security camera or found something in your yard you couldn't explain, drop it in the comments. Because the raccoon that pressed its paws against your window last night may not have been lost. It may have known exactly where it was. It may have known your yard longer than you think. And if there was a small, muddy handprint on the glass this morning, that might have been me. If you enjoyed this, give it a like and subscribe to My Backyard Neighbors. Share it with someone who looks out their window at night and wonders. We'll see you in the next one. After Dark.